Hello, and welcome to the Daily Gas for December 3rd, 2024, called Point to Next by Clover. Normal Sudoku rules apply. If a digit n appears in a cell with an arrow, then the next higher digit, n plus 1, must appear somewhere in the direction that the arrow points. So, what does that mean? Well, it means the return of the big fat gray arrow from from Clover, and if we look at this cell here, for example, we have a digit n, 8 in this case. What that means is somewhere in this direction over here, there must appear the digit n plus 1. If this was 1, for example, that would mean somewhere in this direction exists the number 2. So on and so forth. And that's it. Those are the rules. Let's jump right into it. All right, so right off the bat here, we can actually place, it seems, all of these corner digits because we need to have 9 somewhere over here. We need to have 5 somewhere over here, 8 somewhere over here, and 4 somewhere over here. Then 8, well, actually this is really interesting. I wasn't, yes, okay, so this must be 7. Because it needs to point to one of these two digits. It either needs to point to 9 or 8. But if it pointed to 9, it would have to be 8 again, which you know is not possible, which means it must be pointing to 8, which means it's 7. In the same way, this must be 6. And I think this must be 4, 3, 2 with 1 in the center. And I think 2, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 9 is fully resolvable like that. I think that made sense. Then here, this can't be 8, so it can't be pointing to the 9, so it must be pointing to the 3, which makes it a 2. This can't be 8, or it can't be pointing to the 9 or the 3, so it must be pointing to the 2, which makes it 1. 4, if it had to point to the 4, it would have to be 3. It can't, so it must be pointing to the 8, which makes it 7. In the same way, this must be 6, and then this must be the 5 here. Then Then, can this point to 5? It must point to 7, which means it's 6. Can it point to 6? No. Can it point to 7? No. So it must point to 5, which makes it 4. This must point to 3 because it can't point to 8. And then we have 1, 9. Obviously, the 9 can never be on an arrow because if 9 was on an arrow, that would mean that, you'd need 10 outside of the arrow. Then here, this only points to one thing, so this must be 1. This only points to one thing, so this should be 5. This must be 1. Excuse me. This must be 6. Any more arrows? What are we missing? We're missing 4 and 5. All right, 5. Sudoku, look at that. We get 1 here and 1 here, it looks like, and we get 1 here. 2s. 2 gives us 2. 2. All right. What was this? 4, 4, 9. We actually can place that. 4, 9. 4, 9, 5 and something. 5 and 6. 5 gives us 4. Then 2 and 8 here is resolved. All right. That's some work. Now, this needs to point to either 9, 8, or 6. It can only point to 8, which means it's 7. Then 3 and 4 that we're missing is unresolved. What is this? This is 4 and 7, so 7 for here. Kind of give up on Sudoku, but we do still have more variant we can work through, so why not? This can't point, it can never point to 1 because then you need 0. So it's either 2 or 8. It actually can be either in this case. This can't point to 1. It can't be pointing to 2, so it must be 8 here. Then 3 and 4 again, but this time we can resolve it. 3. Then what are we missing? 2, 7, and 9. So this can't be 2 or 9, it's 7. And then 2, 9, literally no idea. All right, 2, 2, 7, 8. This can't be 2 or 7. This is 8, and actually that forces this to be 2 because that's the only thing that can be pointed to by this. This is 7 then. 7 does give us 7 here. Let's not forget Sudoku completely because it is still helpful sometimes. 3 and 6. 3 would have to be able to point to 4, which it can't, so it must be 6. This is 3. 3 gives us, 3, 4 there. 4 gives us 4. 4, 5. What was it again? 9 something? 9, 2, 2, 9. 9. What is this? 5, 8, 9? 8, 6, 4. It must be 8. 8 leaves us 8, 5, 9 actually leaves us with a chocolate teapot. What are missing here? 3 and 6. 6 leaves us with 6. Across we need 8 and 5. This must be 8. This must be 5. 5, 3. And then, why am I blanking here? What are we missing? 9 and 5. This is 5. This is 9. 9 gives us 9. Gives us 5. Gives us 8. And we are done in 5 minutes and 27 seconds with Point to Next by Clover. So, hopefully you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.